Right guys, so in today's video we're going to react to Solana, or this video by Anatoly Yakovenko, where he talks about what is next for Solana, all the projects and everything else. Now if you're holding any Solana or are looking to invest into this project, make sure you stick around until the end of this video, because I will give my analysis on this project right at the very end. So without much further ado, it's your co-host Mate, and let's jump right into the video.
I think one beyond that. We're not quite yet where like the company is making a revenue, like majority revenue decision on that has anything to do with crypto. So like Visa and those folks, 99 point very large number of nines percentage of the revenue is going to be non-crypto related. And for like the boards and the CEOs and the shareholders to care about crypto, that has to change. So like these early deployments are start of that, they have to test what works, what doesn't, and where they start getting adoption. And when you start seeing those revenues at least hit 5%, like I think you'll actually start, means it hit mainstream.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Lightspeed. Today we have a special one because last week was Blockworks' premier crypto conference called Permissionless, where I got to meet my co-host.
Okay, for the purposes of this video, I'll skip the introductional part, so you can see only Anatoly Yakovenko.
People might not be familiar here. So before we get to the serious questions, I want to start with probably the most important questions. For the success of Solana, I think probably the most important thing, or the question to answer, is totally like when you're going to shave your head.
When am I what? Shave my head?
Yeah.
It's kind of happening on its own. Like I've got 3 kids now, so like I think within 5 years.
All right. You heard it here first. 5 years. All right. Well, I mean, it's been like a pretty big few weeks for Solana. There's been Visa, there's the Maker announcement, Shopify, actually MetaMask announcement today as well. Can you just maybe walk the audience through like what have you been most excited about in the past few weeks about Solana and what they should know about?
Yeah, I mean, I was really kind of surprised by Rune and Maker making the announcement that they're considering Solana as a stack for their own application chain, and that's just awesome because it's not even about Solana, the mainnet, or the token or anything like that, but really about open source and the fact that we built all this awesome open source code, and now it can be used by other folks in the Ethereum ecosystem or whatever ecosystem, for whatever purposes they want. And, I was a developer that came of age in the 90s. Like I was a huge fan of Linux and GPL and like kind of fighting Microsoft by coding on the weekends. And it's just awesome to see like somebody take my code and use it. It's just like the best feeling in the world.
Nice. Yeah. Really, I think people were, probably surprised by that, but, the SVM is a really brilliantly engineered piece of machinery. What else? How about the Visa announcement?
Yeah, Visa is like one of those major corporations that does stuff that I feel like crypto can really help. Like my belief is that financial rails should be as cheap as possible. Like it should really, I think of everything, that we're building is almost like, it's like almost like logistics, right? You want your roads as flat as possible to use the least amount of gas for cars, and like none of the stuff actually like creates value for the world. If it's inefficient or there's delays, it adds a tax and, to the real value creators. Like it adds a cost to consumers. It slows the innovation and everything down. And I'm hoping that, as I imagine the world 100 years in the future, that like all of finance runs on open source, trust minimized compute financial rails, and those rails are as cheap as possible, because that would minimize the amount of value that it's extracting from the rest of the world. And then you end up with just value creators, like a company like Visa that manages fraud and risk and all this other stuff. That's actual value creation. This is where this should be making money. And the fact that, you have crypto rails that are open source and like easily programmable and easy for them to leverage, and now cheap and fast, I think is like kind of, I hate the word convergence, but it's the convergence of everything coming together, and I'm pretty excited about it. I think.
Yeah, you guys heard incredible projects on the way for Solana, and this Visa collaboration is crazy for them, as you already heard everything from Anatoly. Now I would like to jump into the video on the part where he talks about most exciting applications for them. As we have the New Year's coming up, we should know about their new projects as well, and also their most interesting applications. As you already know, Solana is in the top 5 tokens all of the time because of its ecosystem and the applications and everything that it's building. So let's check it out right now.
I think like the best parts of the Ethereum community are the ones that are really focused on open source development, trust minimization, and research and development, like folks that go out of their way and write really deep, insightful papers and really explain what they're doing, and then publish open source code. I mean, there's countless of these examples, and that's something that has been, like, I think, a gift to the broader crypto community. I don't think Solana would be here if it wasn't for all the kind of free R&D that we're getting out of all the Ethereum researchers. Even if we don't adopt those ideas, we can read them, understand them, see what problem they're solving, and that, you know, gets the engineering juices going.
And what do you think, maybe something that you think Solana has that's like a great component that maybe Ethereum can take away?
I think folks in the Ethereum community that I talk to at least are paying attention to what Solana's doing. And like, one, there's just, if you are gonna launch an app chain, go fork Solana, we'll help you. Go take it, it'll be your problem. Yeah.
Right, so what they're discussing right now, it's about Solana and Ethereum and stuff like that. And I can say that this was a huge debate back in the day, 2 years ago maybe, when the NFT boom was happening. I remember I was involved into NFTs heavily back then, and it was a huge discussion between Solana and Ethereum, as they were the market leaders in that industry. And in some moments it might have seemed as Solana was overtaking Ethereum even back then, but Ethereum is like Bitcoin just in this community because it's established. It was the first one, even though I mainly believe that Solana has better features to some extent. And now that's my personal opinion. It's not maybe supported by facts, but I truly believe Solana is better than Ethereum, and that's why I invest more in Solana than Ethereum. But nevertheless, Ethereum is the Bitcoin from this industry. Now, as I already mentioned, I will give you an overview of Solana right now, an analysis. So I will start with the crypto market just briefly. As we can see, crypto market is a bit shaky right now. It's falling a bit. The coins are heavily losing coins today, and as well as the winning coins, they are up by some percent, not like yesterday when it was up by 10, 15, 20%. Today is only a couple percent up. As we can see, Solana is still up, even though our coins are falling, as we can see Quant as well. And if you look at Solana, what is interesting, it's almost a 50% decrease in trading volume for the past 24 hours, which is a bit concerning, I'm not gonna lie. But nevertheless, the price is still up, so meaning if the ones who are trading are buying heavily. But people are mainly using interest into buying cryptocurrencies right now. Maybe they're panicking because of the huge rise. You can never know. But if you look at Solana, you can see here it was in a huge uptrend for some time, and it almost touched $100. And at this point, if we look at Solana right now, from this point here to this point here, it feels like Solana wants to touch 150 again, maybe even 200 somewhere in the distant future, maybe not even so distant future. But right now I will be looking to buy somewhere at this point, or this point. As we can see, this kind of like some line here that we can draw, and maybe at this point Solana looks very bullish again. But it mostly will depend for Solana, as it is a top 5 coin. It will mostly depend on Bitcoin and how Bitcoin is moving. And we can see what's going on in the crypto market right now. You can see that Bitcoin is also going down, not by a lot. Anyways, Ethereum as well, BNB, and then even Solana went down as we are speaking, meaning that maybe if the crypto market doesn't get back and if Bitcoin doesn't start getting above 45k, Solana will not be looking good. As you can see, we are still into greed, so maybe there is hope that we will recover, but slightly every day the situation of the crypto market gets worse. So now we'll need for people to start buying again, and Bitcoin's price needs to go up from 45k or even onwards, 47, 48k, for Solana to hit 100 and something dollars. I think that from 45k Bitcoin, Solana will be $100 easily, and then onwards Solana will be looking to hit 150. Now we know Solana has to come back to $250 at some point. That's where it belongs, that's its place. That's its value, and we are only hoping for it as we are all Solana holders in this team. So thank you guys for watching. As always, this was not financial advice, it was only my personal opinion. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future updates on your favorite token. That was all for today, and peace.